Details now. In a big boost to India's electric mobility push, EV financier Mufin Green has raised $18 million in long-term debt from a US-based institution. Now, the funding will help the company expand financing and leasing of electric vehicles, especially for small businesses and first-time borrowers across India. With a $100 million loan book and operations in 26 states, Mufin is aiming to deepen its reach in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities and support the shift to cleaner transport. Joining us now to discuss this further is Gunjan Jain, the CFO of Mufin Green Finance, and my colleague Ritu. Gunjan, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. Mufin Green has secured $18 million in debt funding. What does this capital mean for your short-term and long-term growth plans? Where will these funds go?
Thank you so much for getting us connected for briefing about this $18 million, which we have just received from USDFC. So this $18 million is specifically dedicated towards the EV mobility space, and which includes, as you have said, which includes financing to the SME categories in the individual as well as corporates. So this loan is for 10 years, so it gave us the ample ALM positive side, and apart from that, this landed to us at 6% only. With hedging, it is only 9%, so we get a cheaper fund at 10 years from USDFC, which we will be utilizing solely for the Tier B, Tier C towns, people who are new to CIBIL, who are not able to get funds from the other NBFCs, big NBFCs, or from the banks, and we'll be catering to the startups who are getting entered into this EV space for the aggregator services or last mile delivery.
All right. Gunjan, hi, this is Ritu just stepping in. A large portion of funding, as we understand, is also going towards MSMEs in underserved areas. How large are you planning to grow the book in this segment versus where it's at currently?
So currently also we are having the portfolio of around $100 million, out of which 80% is into the green and mobility space. And we have funded entire of our green portfolio is into the SME category. So we are planning to enhance our portfolio to somewhere around 1,300 crore by next financial year, and we are expecting that 70% of our portfolio will be into the green space, which will be for sure into the underserved and unserved segment of the society itself.
Right. 84% of your borrowers are new to formal credit, yes. Right? So yes. How are you balancing financial inclusion with risk management in the EV lending space? How are you ensuring credit cost stays in check at this point?
So credit cost is for sure there. That is a challenge which we are also facing, because we are getting funds at a comparatively higher rate of somewhere around 13% average cost, for which we got a rating upgraded to A-. Now we are approaching our PSU banks to get the funding at a reasonable rate, which will be somewhere around 10%. So this will help us to manage the OPEX. So we are not facing that much of credit cost because we are having our own staff, all field staff who are getting the collection done from this e-rickshaw or L5 or the auto drivers. But yes, the requirement of us to scale up is the funds at a cheaper rate. So DFC is lended to us at somewhere around 9.25%, including hedging. Apart from that, we have approached almost all the PSU banks, which we will close in next 6 months. So afterwards, our the credit cost will reduce for sure.
All right, credit cost will come down, but Gunjan, could you give us a sense of what your current margins that you're working with in the EV space and this underserved MSME space are like? And going ahead, do you expect this cost of funds to fall as we see further rate cuts from the central bank?
So the margin which we are getting is higher in the e-rickshaw space, where we are getting the good spread of 15%. But I will also like to highlight that a major OPEX, 80% of my OPEX belongs to this e-rickshaw space only. The field staff which I am having is majorly, my 70% of the employee base is dealing with this e-rickshaw space, because they are not used to the banking channel. We are supposed to get our EMI collected on cash basis. So on an average, on each and every vertical, whether it is my wholesale lending, which is to the corporates or to the individuals, I'm getting 3 to 4% net. It depends upon the OPEX which I'm dealing with each and every segment. And as and when my borrowing cost will reduce, when we'll get funds from PSU bank, we are hoping to pass on that benefit to our borrowers who are underprivileged.
Sure, and you're already present in 26 states and over 150 cities, right? Will this funding
Yes.
sort of accelerate expansion into newer geographies or deepen presence in existing ones, especially tier 2 and 3 cities?
So we are present. We are the largest in terms of the retail portfolio in this EV mobility space. We are present in almost all the states. So for the EV mobility, we are present in 11 states only. For the other states, we are having one more product, which is the Mediclaim Premium Financing, which we are financing through digital mode. So that is how we are having the pan-India presence. So if you'll say for the south side, we are not expecting the e-rickshaws with a low speed. They can work over the area where there is slopes. So we are not expecting so much of EVs in the south side, but yes, as and when the technology will evolve, which will help EV adoption in the south side, we'll be available for financing option.
Gunjan, quick final word. Apart from vehicles, of course, in the electric space, you're also supporting charging infrastructure and battery swapping.
Yes.
How large of your portfolio is that going to be?
So if we'll not finance the infrastructure, for sure the EV mobility will not expand so much, because if we want to commute from one state to another, there is a challenge at present for the EV charging station and the batteries, swappable batteries. So at present, I am having portfolio of around 10% in this space, and it will expand along proportionate to my EV mobility space. We are open for funding the entire ecosystem, starting from two-wheeler to buses.
All right, Gunjan. Thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. And we wish you all the best going forward with your journey.
Thank you so much.